Hey everybody, this is Harry. Long time no seeth. It's been a while since I posted a video. And anyways, I thought I'd do a community chat now that it's October. It is nice and cool out here in North Florida. Beautiful day, watching the squirrels fight and stealing food from the bird feeder. Um, and I thought we haven't done a community chat topic for a while, maybe since June or so, maybe around that time, June, May. And seeing that it's October and everybody celebrates October by playing horror movies because of Halloween, which is at the very end of the month, um, I was never a big horror fan myself. I've watched um, a few um, films or thrillers, whatever, but they're not my favorite genre of film. Um, Even when I was growing up, my mother liked horror movies, but she liked the old Hammer type films, the Dracula, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price. Vincent Price was one of her many actors that she really loved. Watching him in films, and nowadays they're so tame. I wouldn't say lame, but they're tame and well, maybe a little bit corny at times. But at the time when they were released, they were different, um, and they were had an impact on people back then, just like Psycho or The Birds. Um, Story about my mother, and I probably mentioned this before. She had seen Psycho in the theater, never bothered her, but she saw The Birds in the theater, and she was afraid of birds ever since. She it took her until the '80s to get used to. My father wanted a parrot, and he got one in a cocktail, and anyways, it took that long before my mother was comfortable with birds. She didn't like them in the wild, that's for sure. Um, and then she saw The Exorcist, and she was done watching horror movies in theaters. She got sick, and she vowed she'd never go back, and she never did. She never went back to a movie theater or watched some type of horror movies. So when I was growing up, she would be watching the old Bela Lugosi, the Christopher Lee, Vincent Price horror films. She didn't like any of the new horror films. So when I was growing up, I wasn't. That's what I grew up on was the Hammer films that were on TV or the Universal Classic monster films and such. I remember liking The Omen. That came on one night on HBO late, and I watched The Omen, and I liked that. That's probably like the most my favorite horror film. Uh, is the original Omen film with Gregory Peck. Um, so my question is to y'all is how did you get into horror films? And this is probably something that's been discussed before, mentioned in other type of videos, but I'm always curious to hear other people's responses and how they got into horror films. What the kind of horror films that they like. My daughter Vicky likes all sorts of horror. She's actually immune to anything. She has a film called Cannibal Holocaust, and I won't watch that, but she has it in her collection. She has a big horror collection, and now she watches movies. She got me watching The Conjuring, so I kind of opened up a little bit watching horror movies, but I'm watching The Conjuring, and then I got two more movies to watch from that series, and then I'm going to start Texas Chainsaw Massacre and watch those, at least most of them. See how that goes. But yeah, what kind of horror films do you like? Do you like the slashers? You like the torture ones? Like Saw or I don't know. I don't know even the names of them, but cannibal, zombie horror movies. But yeah, that's my curiosity is finding out how you got into horror movies, how it started for you, what kind of films did you like watching in horror. Are you happy with today's horror films? I hear a lot of people complain that they're not even that great. The best horror movies were in the 70s and 80s. The best slasher films were at least around that time. And it's probably true. The most popular ones like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, films like that. And there's so many. There's so many. My first wife, God rest her soul, she loved horror movies too. But she liked the oddball ones like Basket Case and Hellraiser, stuff like that. She liked those type of horror films. So, anyways, that's my question. If you got it all, how'd you get into horror movies? What do you have in your collection? What kind of horror films do you have in your collection? And what type of horror do you like? How'd you get into it? Did your parents bring you into it? Your brother, your sister, your uncle Louie, Uncle Bob, or Uncle Jay? But anyways, just a kind of curiosity thing. And actually recommend me some movies that I might want to watch during the month of October that I can look up. I might stream them, Jay. Can't afford to buy everything. So if I can watch it, I'll watch it. So, peace out, man. Hope everybody's well. And there's a little lizard crawling on there. Anyway, I hope everybody's well, staying safe. They opened up the state of Florida restaurants to full capacity and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Still wearing my mask. Not afraid to say so. Check y'all out later. Thank you. Bye.